Welcome everyone to Beer, Bourbon, and Games. I am your host, Chris, and today on the channel, we're going to talk about some bourbon news. Some exciting news has just come out of Four Roses Distillery. So if you were a fan of Four Roses, this is going to be the episode for you because we are going to talk about something that has not happened to them in over 12 years. So what possibly could they be doing? They are adding the fourth member to their permanent bourbon line. Very exciting stuff. Right now they only have 3 offerings that you can find all the time. We've got one in our glass right here, Four Roses. It is just their standard bourbon, and it's one that I've actually reviewed on the channel previously. So you can go ahead and check that out to see what I think about their normal one. Now they also have the single barrel and they have small batch. Now, the fourth member that they're adding to their lineup is going to be called the Small Batch Select. Now, extremely cool stuff going on here. There's 2 things that are really cool. One, it is going to be non-chill filtered, so you're not going to lose any of the oil that normally comes out of it, and you're also going to get all of the flavor. It's not going to strip anything out from that chill filtration. Now, the next thing that's also cool is this is going to be their highest proofed bourbon. That is a traditional standard permanent offering. They've had higher stuff, but that's not a permanent lineup, so we can't really count that in this situation. But this is going to be 104 proof. Now, unfortunately, they haven't given us all of the details yet. Things are a little scarce. But this is kind of breaking news in the world of bourbon, so pretty exciting in that term. We don't really get a lot of new stuff like this a lot of times. So, what we do know, it is going to come out in spring 2019, and the price is unfortunately not yet set, but most people are kind of estimating it to be around the $55 range, and I think how they got to that is currently, the Four Roses Standard is about $20 most places. It's $21 where I live. Now, the next level up is a 90 proof offering, and that is the small batch, and that one runs for $28. The third and final step of the normal stuff that is currently out is the single barrel, and that is going to be about $40. And that's 100 proof. So if we kind of go up, I would think they wouldn't go too high, but it seems as though a lot of the bourbons right now, like Angel Envy and some of those other higher premium brands, are shooting for that like $50 to $55 range, and people don't really seem to be blinking an eye for stuff that is over the 100 proof mark. So I'm thinking a fair price for this, for the step up, would probably be anywhere between $45 to $55. I don't know if they're going to try to gouge people even more than that. If they do, I don't know how well it's going to sell, because it isn't honestly that much higher than the normal small batch that's out now, or sorry, the single barrel that's out now. It's only 4 proof higher. The only other difference would be the chilled filtered versus non-chill filtered. So I'm hoping that they don't try to go crazy with the prices. Now, the other thing that we do know for sure is it is going to see a limited release. There is only going to be 5 states that this is released at in the beginning. They haven't declared how much further out past that they're going to start going ahead and releasing them in other states. But from the beginning, we've got Kentucky. That makes sense. We've got New York, pretty big state. We've got California, Texas, and Georgia. So I guess Georgia makes sense because it's kind of close to Kentucky. Texas and California are huge markets, and New York is a huge market. And Kentucky, that's where they're from. So if they didn't, that'd be dumb. But those are the only locations, unfortunately, that are going to get this right away. So hopefully it doesn't take them too long to move the product from just those 5 to the rest of the United States, because I really want to try it. Now, there is some cool stuff here. They haven't, unfortunately, given the full recipe yet. They did say that this is going to use 6 of their 10 custom recipes that they use. They have 10 full recipes that they normally can blend together, and this will use 10 or 6 of the 10. So the flavor profile, they said there's going to be some nutmeg smells, and then the tasting notes are going to be kind of a sweeter side, raspberries, dried fruit. Unfortunately, they haven't really released much other than that, so I'm gonna guess that since it's over the 104 proof, or since it's at 104 proof, sorry, it should be a little bit spicier, but most of their stuff seems to be at the sweeter side of things. They don't seem to be a very heavy rye company. They like to keep it mellow and easy to drink. So I'm hoping that continues. I'm hoping it's 104 proof, but it drinks like an 80. So we'll see somewhere in between there of how it actually comes once it comes out, and if we can get a hold of it. Another cool fact is this is actually the first new product from the new master distiller. Brad Elliott took over in 2015 from the master distiller that was there. So this is kind of seems to be what he's been working on this whole entire time. So pretty cool to see some new stuff coming from him. The age statement has also not yet been released, but they did say that it should be sourced from barrels that are between 6 and 7 years. So I guess the only age statement they can say is 6 then, because you have to go with the youngest. But it should be a marriage between the 6 and 7 year old barrels. Who knows, maybe by the time it comes out, they might up that age statement. Maybe they found that they're only going from 7 and 8 year old barrels. Unfortunately, they have not said yet, but that is pretty cool stuff. I mean, the first new line in 12 years is an absolutely awesome thing. Four Roses seems to be kind of a little bit of an underdog. Not many people really talk about them, but the ones that do drink it typically seem to like it. So I'm hoping that this new small batch select is popular for them, and it does very well. So that way they can continue to innovate and always press forward. I always like when the companies succeed, not really looking for any bourbon companies to go under. They all do their own thing, and they all do it in very cool ways. So hopefully we get more information coming in the next couple of weeks. If we do, I will definitely update you with everything that we find out. But unfortunately, as I said, they have kept it scarce up until this point. So kind of left to theorize a little bit as to what is going to happen. So in the comments below, let me know, guys, have you ever had Four Roses before? If so, which one's your favorite? Or if you didn't like it, tell me why you didn't like it. Not every bourbon is for everybody, I've learned that. But for most people I've talked to, seems like it's liked by a lot of people. It's a good bourbon for the price, for what it is. It's not mind-blowing, but definitely there's worse out there, better out there. If you are new to the channel, think about hitting that subscribe button. Don't forget to go back and check out some of the reviews I do. That's the normal stuff that I do. Unfortunately, I didn't have a video last week, and as you can hear, my voice is still kind of not 100%. I'm recovering from bronchitis and some other stuff, so unfortunately not 100%, but I will return to reviews. I have some stuff already planned out, but unfortunately I don't have all of my tasting palate's not there. I can't smell 100%, so I don't want to mess up any reviews because I'm not 100%. So hopefully you guys forgive that. And if you are a returning member, I am glad you are back. Hopefully you like this little news segment type thing that we did. It's not going to be a regular thing because unfortunately we don't get a lot of cool news like this when it comes to bourbon and alcohol. Stuff kind of just comes out. But this is kind of a cool little turn of events that came with Four Roses. So I wanted to share with you guys. Hopefully you enjoy it. And remember, guys, this bourbon's not going to drink itself. You're going to have to help it. Even with bronchitis, still tastes amazing.